There we go. Hello everybody, thank you for stopping by. It was a good stream, 15 minutes long. Hit the subscribe and like button on the way out. Sorry to keep you waiting, guys, I'm sorry. That's the life of a streamer, The longer I keep you guys waiting, the more you will feel, finally, I'm gonna stick here and watch it. Next time is gonna be, 1 hour intro, just to see, who is the most resilient, who can wait the longest. I'm late or on time? No, bet you are on time, man. Let's go. You're on time. How you guys doing? Guys, the top is in? Is the top in? That is the big question. You know, Crypto is posting, you know, these bearish videos. I don't know, it's bearish. I just saw the title, and you know, I'm getting a little bit of that, you know, euphoria kind of phase. But you know, it's not euphoria kind of. It's kind of like fear that it's not gonna hit the target, right? So we are looking at 60k target, between 50 and 60, but 60k target, everybody right now is talking about 60k target, right? But you know, oftentimes when you start thinking in those terms, just one more pump, just pump one more time, it often doesn't do that, right? So I'm gonna be really you know, cautious about what I say next, but maybe the 60k doesn't come. 60k, it's right up there, right? Maybe that doesn't come. Maybe only goes high as 58.7, right? It's still a very nice pump, and then maybe pull back, and then you get this, you know, fear that, you know, it's not gonna hit 60k. Come on, just one more pump, just one more pump. But we are already in that you know, territory when, you know, we are looking for, you know, one more pump. If you remember back in you know, what we had previously on the same fractal up here. Where is it? Over here on the same fractal. It went a little bit slow up here, especially around this part up here. It came to this, you know, level of resistance, broke that, continued towards the upside, and then it was doing this, and then it is this last pump. But what if this last pump doesn't come, right? What if we just, you know, stop up here and, you know, turn around? Because like we said in, I don't know if you watched today's video, I did make a Bitcoin video after the stream. You know, right now I think a lot of people are looking at this pattern over here, and it just might be that, you know, this last part up here never comes, because that last part is the thing that's gonna hit us, you know, towards 60k, and then the, you know, the pattern is legit. Now, if you did watch the video today, you will know that over here right now it's the same pattern. I don't want to talk about it again. Just watch the video from today, and over here this last part up here. And after that we go towards downside, right? So in this video I was talking actually about this last part. Once we hit 60k up here at the top, you know, maybe we don't get this move towards downside, maybe we just get consolidation up here, something like this up here, and then continue towards upside, which is, you know, very, very likely, right? Very, very likely, because this consolidation up here can actually take for, because if everybody notices the same kind of pattern, then you can, then everybody thinks it's gonna pull back and they're gonna get it by cheap. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't think that might be the case. Unfortunately for people that actually wants to buy cheap, but I think this might be the case, right? But the question right now is whether, you know, this 52.5k up here, the resistance level. Let's go to the weekly time frame. As you can see up here, is you know, 51.8 resistance. This one up here, these stops are here. That's what we are actually hitting right now. Let's go to small time frames. But what you're gonna see here is that we actually climbed above that. We went up there, climbed up there. Right now we're just hitting that. But over here on the downside, it looks like we are kind of want to break, right? We are still holding the up here. This on 1 hourly time frame. Still 19 minutes left. 90 minutes left. But you know, it is being pushed towards downside. Are we gonna break towards downside over here? Now these are small time frames. There is actually nothing wrong with the chart. These are actually small time frames. There is nothing wrong with the chart. Maybe it goes over here, something like this, right? This is what we have been, you know, drawing. Let's remove this one up here, right? So if you look at it like this up here, we're just hitting this, you know, top resistance up here and, you know, consolidate up here. Maybe we pull back to the midline over here, something like 51k, because there is liquidity that be picked up down here after this move towards the upside. Maybe pull back over here and then go again outside of the channel, because this bigger channel over here, this needs to break towards the upside for us to actually pump, right? But right now we are at resistance of that channel, and it is fine, but it might take a little bit while to actually break towards upside. You can see up here, you know, 1 time tried, you know, 2 times, 3 times tried, 4 times, 5 times tried to break the resistance. When you try that many times, oftentimes the price pulls back to pick up whoever is bullish and long those levels up here towards the upside, right? Because eventually this needs to break up here. If you want to go to 60k, that needs to break, and then you go to 60k, right? Or 58.7k, whatever that's gonna be, right? 58.7k up there, right? This 58.7, then you got this 61 point something up here, and right, and the 60k is middle of that, something like this, right? So 60k up there, but you know, this 58.7 resistance, that's important. Now, if you want to get to that point, you gotta break the resistance over here. By the way, the music is a little bit too loud. Why is nobody telling me the music is too loud? There we go. And you gotta break this resistance over here. You gotta break the resistance. But right now it does look like it wants to pull back a little bit. Now, if it does pull back a little bit, because right now it's sitting at 0.27% in green, and earlier today it was almost, you know, 1 point something percent in red, in green as well. But if it does pull back, then I'm looking at, you know, liquidity area. Where would I pick up liquidity? Where would I buy? So there is this wick down here, but these red wicks up here after the startup, these are the important ones. I think so. You know, that's just me. Wait. Good evening, man. How you doing, man? Down here, all the way down to, you know, 50.4. So I think anything, you know, liquidity area, if you want to, you know, pick up any kind of liquidity, that's below, you know, between 51.2 and 50.3. And again, this is totally in range of the channel over here, right? We got a channel over here, right? We got a channel, go something like this up here. I mean, it's totally in the range. So if you go down here, even all the way down towards downside up here, 49.3, 47 up here towards downside, it's still inside the range of the channel. And as long as we are in the channel, it's all good and dandy, right, guys? There's no problem. You can see up here that every time, you know, we pump up here a little bit, we retest that. We pumped up here a little bit, we retest that. So even if you dump down here, you know, and retest that, it's still in the range of this move towards the upside. It's a very, very bullish move. But 50.3 and 21.3 up here, I mean, this range over here, I would call that liquidity area, because every time it did pull into that, you know, into those support levels over here, right? There was a little bit liquidity area to be picked up here because this move was very fast, and over here, that was the liquidity area to be picked up, right up there. That was the liquidity area. So we picked up that and we went higher right now. So over here, there is liquidity area in between these two lines. And if you do go down, and you know, it might just be the case, it's not going to be a big pullback. Right now it's 0.4%, but you know, towards downside, like 3% pullback towards downside, like it's nothing, right? So it's all good and dandy so far. But, you know, will this move right now, because the move that we have been referring to when it comes to the daily time frame up here, it's this move up here. This was a lot slower move on the daily time frame. You know, this took a very, very long time to play out. This took 85 days to play out, and right now we are going a lot faster than that. Oh, we are actually not going a lot faster than that. 120, we're going slower than that, 122 days. So it's the same move, but it's going slower towards the upside. It's using more time, but it's still the same kind of pattern, same kind of fractal that we are having right now. So we are still looking for this move towards the upside for something like 58.60k. Now, but these are you know, these are small time frames up here, and right now it's doing the zigzag pattern up here. It wants to pull back, but we're gonna see how much actually it does pull back. Let's look at the moving averages up here, a little bit up. I mean, it still looks fine over here on moving averages. The divergence up here, let's go to this 4 hourly, 6 hourly divergence. There is still a little bit of divergence up here on top. You can see entirely this move towards the upside. It's been creating these divergences, but these are actually bullish divergences. So why is this actually bullish? Now, most people want to tell you this, why this is bullish, but I'll tell you why this is bullish. This is called consolidation in an option. Oftentimes when price extends a lot, it consolidates. It either consolidates sideways towards downside, but it can also consolidate in an upward trend. Now, what happens when price consolidates in an upward trend? You pull back these moving averages. So right now it's consolidating over here. It's consolidating in an upward trend up here. So while it's consolidating, it's pulling down these moving these RSI momentum. You can also see up here, ever since the top up here, the momentum has been going towards downside, right? Goes down, goes down, goes down. But the only thing it's doing is consolidating. So this is called consolidation and option. I'm going to show you another consolidation option. I hope this works out because I haven't actually watched this up here. But yeah, sure, you can see this consolidation option over here. Here is also a consolidation in an uptrend that was actually playing out very, very nicely. So over here you came to some very high levels. So even though you went up towards the upside, you can see up here how much you pulled. You pulled back all the way to the 50 levels, and this was consolidation and uptrend. And after that you explode towards the upside. So you're still going towards the upside while the RSI is pulling back towards the upside. Then you had a dump over here after that move, a pullback, and right now exploded. So could it happen that we have another one of these consolidation and uptrend up here moments? It could happen, but this is on the small time frames right now that's happening. The same thing is happening on small time frames over here right now. And what we are having up here, again, it's consolidation uptrend. We are pulling back the RSI towards downside because we are going slowly. A little bit pump sideways, pull back. A little bit pump sideways, pull. A little bit pump sideways, pull. We are still climbing towards upside. This is actually strongly bullish. We're still climbing towards upside while at the same time we are pulling back the indicators towards the downside, which is actually very, very good because we need to reset those indicators. It's really hard to, pump up here when, the RSI is at 98 and just continue pumping. Those are the last pumps, right? But right now we are sitting up here at, some kind of 60 levels up here. And if you want to, look at any kind of, patterns up here, inverse head and shoulders pattern up here being created on the RSI. So if this does pump, sorry about that. But if this does, pump up here again, you can say that this is a head and shoulders pattern. And you might believe that, there is no such thing as head and shoulders pattern on the RSI. Any kind of chart has the same kind of patterns. Doesn't matter whether there's RSI or not. There definitely will be a pullback, but I'd not like to try and time it. Yeah, let's not try timing the pullbacks. Now, my theory is, hodl until the end. You're gonna get wrecked if you try buying and selling and stuff like that. And I still believe that's the case. Unless you are some kind of professional traders like Garrett Soloway, that they, have only like 3 failed trades out of the last 100 trades. That scammer. 3 failed trades, out of 100 trades, do not try to, buy and sell the tops. At least that's my, opinion, not even advice, opinion. It's better just to sit through the pullbacks. It's better just to sit through the pullbacks, even though it might pull big time. I mean, sure, if it goes up to 60k over here, if it goes up to 60k and you sell 60k and it pulls back down to something like 40 or 30k, something like that, you buy down here. I mean, you can definitely double your Bitcoin up here, and it's very tempting for a lot of people to double your Bitcoin, but listen to Michael Saylor, just hodl, at least that's me. I don't know about you, but that's me. Just hodl through the entire thing until the real top. And we know when the real top is gonna come. If you go to monthly time frame, I mean, RSI is only up here at 69. You can look at it here a little bit better. We are not quite up there in these highs yet. These highs are telling you that you are some kind of all-time high, but we are not quite there yet. So I think that best thing to do is just sit and chill. Crypto Lifer was going to bed last night and saw that Garrett was shorting Bitcoin. He was like gonna go open long right now, so he did. Yeah, I actually saw that live stream. I didn't saw live stream. I was just checking the first start of his video. He was streaming early in the morning, so he couldn't scream. But he was longing, and he was doing well. Of course, you gotta go against Garrett Soloway. That guy is, I'm calling him a scammer, but previously I did like the guy. I don't know if you know the story about how I got to know Garrett Soloway, not on a personal level, but from YouTube. So I was watching that, Kitco News channel when that guy was, the guy that made his own channel right now was running it, and he was having this interview with both Garrett Soloway and this other guy called Tim Verbutten or something like that. And I was telling everybody how this guy Tim Verbutten is really smart guy. So you should guys check it out. I was really shitting this other guy. And I said that, this other guy, Garrett Soloway, is like, it's okay, And that was my first impression of Garrett Soloway, that, his analysis was, Bob, and he was like, nah, he's not really that interesting. But this other guy, Tim Verbutten, I can actually find him. Kitco News Verbutten. What's this guy name? Verboten. Is Verboten? Kitco News Verboten. YouTube, maybe YouTube. Let me find the guy. He's interesting. There we go. Is this guy? Yeah, I think this guy. No, that's not the guy. let me look at it, look it up on YouTube up here for a second. Then just fine, because you know it's interesting guy. I like the guy. Don't like everything about the guy, but you know he has got some kind of interesting. Kid could use technical analysis, so something like that. Let me find the guy. There we go, Chris Vermeulen. He's called it Chris Vermeulen. So this guy up here. Let me just copy this up here. So this guy, this is the guy. He's called Chris Vermeulen. There you go. I'll put his name in the chat. I actually like the guy. I thought he was interesting when how he analyzed the markets and stuff like that. But in the same, you know, news video, when he was talking to Chris Vermeulen, he was also talking to Garrett Soloway. Now, I did not like the Garrett Soloway right off the bat. And then Garrett Soloway got a little bit more famous after that, and you know he got on all of these other streamers, you know, live casts and stuff like that. So you know he's really out there. But I really started hating I really started hating Garrett Soloway when he went on some kind of live show, and somebody asked him, you know, how many trades did he do, and you know how often does he lose. I think this was on. Wait, we should actually find it. Garrett Soloway 3 trades or something like that, right? So I think it was a banter show. Crypto banter. I think it was a crypto banter. Garrett Soloway says only 3 lost trades. I don't know. I think it was on a Crypto Banter show, and he was talking to Crypto Banter, and you know that Banter guy. I don't know even what the Banter guy is called. He asked Garrett Soloway like, how many trades you have? He said 3 trades out of 100, and right then and there, I knew that guy is full of shit. You know. I mean, it doesn't have to take a lot, you know, just this much, you know, to see right through the shit that he does, you know. I understand that he sells his, you know, premium group and stuff like that, all these trades, but when he talks about trades, there is no doubt in his mind. He's always like talking, you know, the trader talk, you know. But when he said that, I knew like, okay, you're just full of shit. You're just scamming people right off the bat right now. You're just telling lies, right? I mean, nobody has only 3. Even the best like traders that I follow and know, I mean, they lose all the time, like literally lose all the time. They make, I mean, they are very profitable, but they lose all the time. The best traders. And he's saying that, you know, you only had 3, you know, bad trades out of 100 trades, like, no. And you know, it is really funny when you watch that. I should probably find that video, because it's really funny when you watch that. Because you can even see that the guy, that Crypto Banter guy, looking at him like, you know, you're live, man, you're live. Are you sure you wanna say that? Everybody knew he's full of shit, man. Ran, yeah, exactly, Ran. Even Ran was like, it's funny. So yeah, never again. So I never trust a man with visible hair. Look at my hair. What does my hair says about, you know, the stream? I'm actually very relaxed. Oftentimes when I stand, I'm like this, you know, blah blah blah. But right now I'm really relaxed. I didn't hear your stream from the beginning, so maybe you already mentioned it. Coinbase reports quarterly earnings today after market close, possible significant catalyst for the next big move. No, I did not follow that. I really don't care about their earnings. They should be earning a lot, though. I guess you're not very keen on footballers then. Ren. No, I'm not. So there is that, but you know, when he's, and you know, I noticed that he was, I noticed that Garrett Soloway has actually a lot of bad trades, and you can say it's really evident. Like he shorted 50k, but he also shorted, prior to that he shorted the 30k as well. Soloway shorting. So here's a post. Let's go do this on over here. Can we go to x.com and let me just see up here. Solo way shorting. So Justin, Gary Soloway shorted are liquid. He started shorting Solana 30 and kept adding higher. Sol hit 100. There's also other trades here, all short. He claims huge win on crypto ran while selling trading group. Exactly. This is this thing. He claimed huge win rate to crypto ran, and this is just scam. This is right out scam while selling trading group membership and signals. See here. The master trade also in action, shorting Sol since 30. Members pay over 1,000 per year for this privilege. Yes, add Sol. Add to Sol. So he's adding his short 30, 32, 36, 41, 48, 58, 87. He was adding and adding more and more. Sol is on 100. Master trade also, but he never admits it. But he is liquid. 20% of his folio gone in a single short trade. He will never admit it. The master trade girls are next shorting Sol. Yeah, this is the video. Shorted Sol bet. Krillman called it ridiculous. Nah, the guy is a fraud, man. The guy is a fraud. Literally a fraud. So you know. And it was funny when. Is there a video of him shorting? Let's go a little bit back up here. Yeah, he shorted 50k levels. Bitcoin is above 38k and Gary Soloway is still shorting Bitcoin. Yeah, this is the when it was
on Bitcoin because of the extended move. You're now starting to hit
major highs. He has been shorting so much in the bull market, guys. He's been shorting. So you know, not a good guy to follow during this bull run. People have about it, but no, he's definitely 100% scamming people. Now I wouldn't mind, you know, him selling a private, you know, a private group for $1,000 or anything like that, if he had been a little bit more honest about, you know, his positions and, you know, fails and said, okay, I was, you know, wrong, this and that, you know, it didn't work out, blah blah blah, you know. This many, you know, of my trades are not good, you know, I'm this much prof, but he's not. He's literally lying to everybody. On a different topic, are we all long in Turbo again right now? Good question, man. Turbo, how is Turbo doing right now? Let's go up here to the daily time frame. Turbo is actually looking nice. You know, we bought somewhere down here at the below. I don't know where I bought, and then it went down, and I was down by a bunch on Turbo. Right, I was bunching through. I was complaining to Mladen all the time, you know, when is Turbo gonna go up? And then Turbo went up here. Then I sold somewhere up here at the top. I don't know where I sold. And then it, or maybe over here. I don't remember. And then it, you know, went up here, and I was like, you know, I need to FOMO into Turbo, and I FOMOed over here, somewhere over here. Right now it's done again. So I need to wait again for this move towards upside. But I learned a, you know, valuable lesson. If you haven't noticed Grok. This is one of these, you know, meme coins that I bought, but I bought it up here, and it continued bleeding towards the downside, right? This thing, but I've learned one very, very, very important thing in the previous bull market when it comes to these meme coins. Just hodl. If it's not bull market top, like it's not right now, you buy at the wrong time. If it's not a lot of money, like, you know, when it comes to meme coins, I do, you know, some throwaway money here and there, but I refuse to sell in loss. I'd rather buy a new position down here, but you know, this position over here, I refuse to sell in loss because I know at one point it will do just this move over here. So you know, there is that. So you know, I'm still waiting to get back in profit up here on Grok, but you know, that's the thing with when you're getting closer and closer to these, you know, bull market rallies, these big moves, these altcoin rallies and stuff like that, meme coin rallies. Oh my God, look at Ethereum, guys. Look at Ethereum. 2% up. Look at Ethereum. Let's go to the bigger time frame up here because oh no, it looked like it was breaking it. Maybe my lines are a little bit off. Let's find another chart. ETH USD. I think ETH is going, guys. No, not this one. ETH USDT. This one. Let's take Qcoin chart. Clean chart. Nice chart. No moving averages. Let's do weekly time frame up here. Is it breaking out, guys? Is it breaking out? This already broke, right? But we are looking at the bottom line over here, because it's such a nice line. Oh my god, it's breaking out, guys. Look at that move on the dollar. Every single move is on the dollar. Look at that, man. On the dollar, on the dollar. Look at that on the dollar. Look at this up here on the dollar. Look at that on the dollar move. Look at his bottoms over here. Look at his tops. Look at his tops. Oh, this is nice. And look what's happening right now. Guys, it just might be that when I open the next chart, and the next chart is gonna be ETH BTC chart, Ethereum just might be where we want it to be. Oh my god, it is. It is. It's doing the thing. Oh my god, look at this, guys. It's getting back in. It's getting back inside. Oh my god, Ethereum is going. Charlie Bielo did a recent video showing if you bought just stops over years, you'd have higher returns than just buys on any given day. Crazy. There you go. There you go. Over 10 years out. Yeah, but you know, 10 years. One of my biggest mistakes. Yeah, but this looks actually very, very nice. Very, very nice for Ethereum. I mean, over here, you know, this was a failure and it should go up. But if it can stay up here, I'm very confident this is going to go outside of channel. Because this is, when it comes to Ethereum, this is the only line that we are looking for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. When is Ethereum going to have higher pumps than Bitcoin? And that's when this line breaks towards upside. That is the only thing we're looking for. As soon as that happens, right now you're seeing that Bitcoin is coming to some kind of closure, some kind of end, 58, 60K. But once it gets up there, you know, Ethereum is gonna take over, and right now you're seeing it's coming back in the channel, and once it breaks out up here towards the upside, guys, then this happens. Then this move up here happens. Right? Just move a couple of lines up here quickly. Why do I do this? There we go. Then this move happens, guys. This move happens. Now, how high is this gonna go? Well, we can just double the channel. And you know, this is a clean chart, so we can do a new analysis on this over here. If you double the chart, this is very major important levels, right? On the other hand, we go to the monthly time frame, we find other major important levels, which is right now being broken. This over here is right now being broken. This down here is broken as well. So we got two nice important levels up here at the top. And that's the midline up here. You can see up here midline. See how nicely that hits. That's between 3.2 and 3.4. 3.2 and 3.4. And right there in the middle up here is the midline. So right now, the way I see it, you know, 3.3 up here, that's a very important level. Up here you see 3.2, 3.4 up here. That's the midline up here. Now my, you know, this top channel is important as well, but you know, we can just double this one up here. You can see up here, midline up here. It's a little bit, you know, sketchy midline up here. It should be a little bit lower down there. Let's do that. Let's adjust the line up here because it, you know, it isn't, because this is actually correct one. This is actually very nice. So we double that towards upside because doubling time. Right up there, 3.3, guys. Ethereum is going to 3.3. If not even higher, you know, top up here, but you know, 3.3 give or take. That's the target for Ethereum right now because it's getting out of this, you know, blue box down here. It's breaking the resistance level. It's going higher, and this actually looks very, very good. So right now, the next big move for Ethereum up here towards 3.3 is 16% move towards the upside. This is insane. I don't know if it's gonna happen in one candle or two candles, but it actually looks very, very good. It's actually very, very nice. So Ethereum is actually doing very, very good. Ethereum, Bitcoin. If you look at Bitcoin, oh, sorry, Ethereum, Bitcoin up here chart. Is this the chart? No, this, yeah, we gotta go to the weekly chart. So this is the thing, guys. This thing. So we are waiting right now for Ethereum to, you know, blast through. As long as Ethereum is just being choppy up here in this, you know, space, it really does matter, because then it kind of follows Bitcoin, is pulling back, you know, not so strong against Bitcoin. But right now you just saw it. It's out of the channel. It's out of the blue box. It's gonna go, and it's gonna go big a lot faster once it's out of this trend line. This trend line is the alpha and omega. This is the, you know, this is the one that we are actually looking at. that we need to know when it breaks so we can, you know, start, you know, looking at Ethereum more. And you also heard that right now the Ethereum ETFs are a big hype, right? Because Bitcoin ETFs are already here. So right now we can have the same kind of pump that we had on Bitcoin. In Ethereum, right? So that's very, very good. Cardano is doing very nicely up here as well. Was there anything else that we want to talk about? Yeah, so this fear that I'm having right now, like we started talking about it, I don't know, there is more people right now over here than it was in the start of the video. But the fear is actually that we never hit the 60K, right? Because literally everybody in the grandma is right now looking at 60K. Why? Because it's psychological resistance. So even if you don't know any kind of TI, even if you don't know anything about, you know, price, you know, 60K is very important to you, right? So 60K up here. But what if we only come to the blue box and don't actually get about, you know, through the blue box up here? If you look at this part over here, you'll see that we came close to the blue box, but we didn't actually break inside the blue box. But if you go to the daily time frame, you'll see that we came into the blue box up here, over here, and I want to actually zigzagging inside the blue box and then pull out, right? We tried to break the blue box up here. Over here, came close, tried to break, no, came close. Inside the blue box, big move, nope, failed that, went down. And then over here, we just, you know, smashed through entire blue box, consolidated, and continue towards the upside, right? So right now, the big question is how this next move is going to play out. Will we get to the blue box or will we get only close to the blue box, right? That's the question, right? Because if it goes up here, you know, 57 or something like that, 56, you know, 57, starts doing this up here. Since everybody's looking at 60K, we gotta be a little bit careful and look for any kind of weakness in the price that can actually push us towards the downside. So I wasn't bearish on 50K or over here or 52K. I'm technically not bearish just yet. But, you know, I am getting some kind of signals that, you know, this next move up here towards the upside might be the, you know, the last move on this thing. Now, I would be very happy, chap, if this actually just breaks through everything up here, consolidates and continues towards the upside. You know, that would be very, very nice. But right now, you know, I do see some signals that might be a little bit interesting. Like today in the chat, I wrote, Rafael in the chat says Gravestone Doji on daily, weekly RSI on at 80. What is he talking about? Weekly RSI at 80. Is weekly RSI at 80? Weekly RSI is actually at 80. But it was at 66 just on during this pump. Yeah, we have more room to go. The weekly RSI is not that important. And Gravestone Doji on the daily. Yeah, but Gravestone Doji is not confirmed, right? The Gravestone Doji is not confirmed because you still have 3 hours and 50 minutes and 23, 22, 21 seconds left. So you cannot say that this doji up here is confirmed. But, you know, I wouldn't be, you know, too much worried about, you know, Gravestone Doji and the weekly RSI. Because the RSI up here is actually, let's go to 3-day time frame. There is no divergence up here. There is no divergence. This price is actually higher than this one over here, which actually looks very, very nice. The momentum is going towards the upside. And the weekly time frame, the momentum is again climbing towards the upside. There is no divergence up here. Everything looks nice and dandy. Yeah, I'm not really worried about the Gravestone Doji on the chart. If you guys don't know what a Gravestone Doji is, Gravestone Doji candlestick, whatever. A Gravestone Doji candlestick forms after a standing uptrend and is regarded as a bearish reversal indicator. Guys, when you're learning technical analysis and you start reading this kind of crap, there is some truth to that. It is a bearish reversal indicator. But this is not a Gravestone Doji, but this is a Doji on this decision. It doesn't have to be that Gravestone Doji, but Gravestone Doji has a big weekend and move. Let's find an interesting Gravestone Doji. Can we find a one where this didn't actually happen? Gravestone Doji. Now this is big. This is the helicopter Doji or whatever it's called. It doesn't have to be the case. You gotta look at the you gotta look at the charts by its whole. So it's regarded as a bearish reversal again. The long upper shadow shows that sellers ultimately took control and drove the price down, back down to the open level after buyers. But look here, rising wedge pattern. The rising wedge pattern is a chart pattern used in tech analysis to predict a likely bearish reversal. See, it is characterized by a narrowing range of price with higher highs and higher lows, both of which are enclosed by upper slopeness trend line. This is very true. Again, it is very true. When you have a price that does something like this up here, this is called a rising wedge, and this can predict, you know, bearishness towards downside. Predict. Unfortunately, this isn't the case in the bull markets, because in the bull markets, these things break towards upside. And when they do that, this price just explodes like crazy. So you cannot only look at it, you know, pattern by pattern, you know, candlestick by candlestick. You also gotta know where you are inside the price. You can see over here a doji up here, and this doji should, you know, indicate some kind of reversal. A lot of people thought we should dump up here because doji is at the top. We didn't. Stupidly bullish, right? So if you go even a little bit back in time over here, this over here was a rising channel that everybody thought it's gonna dump down. Explosive move towards the upside, exhaustion pattern at the upside, towards the upside. You know, they were thinking, you know, it's gonna go back down up here, pick up whatever the liquidity is up here at below 30k to 30k. You know, it's gonna go down. Never went down, just exploded above the resistance level towards the upside. So just because you got some kind of bearish indications on the chart, always assume these bearish indications are, you know, not gonna play out, because when we are down here in the bear market, everything that was bullish towards the upside never played out. You will come to some kind of low RSI levels, you will come to this and that, and price will try to pull, you know, opposite direction and break out. It always fails, you know. Never underestimate the bearishness, but also never underestimate, you know, the bullishness, right? You cannot underestimate how bullish we are when it comes to the price, right? During bullishness, anything bearish, there is high likely of support that is gonna break towards the upside. Speaking of candlesticks, I'm about to dive into Steve Nissen's Japanese candlestick chart techniques, a contemporary guide to the ancient investment techniques of the Far East. That might be interesting, but it's more like a historical lesson than anything else. I haven't read the book, but I did see something, you know, and there is, you know, I would say, you know, that's where, I mean, that's where the candlesticks are coming from. But I would consider, I think that book is more like a historical and you know tale about, you know, how candlesticks came about, more than, you know, what we can actually conclude from. But it can probably be a very interesting read. It can probably be a very interesting read. Let me see up here. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. So this actually looks very, very nice, guys. This looks very, very nice. And the only thing right now that we are waiting for is what Bitcoin is gonna do next. But you can see up here, it definitely looks like it wants to do the move towards the downside up here. It's already kind of curving up here a little bit. It's already kind of curving. It's still holding the support level, but, you know, for how long? You know, let's go to small time frames up here. Let's use the week on the downside on here. There we go. Still holding the support. Yes, you're right. Although historical tale is not quite right. Maybe historical study. Yeah, maybe historical study. Yeah, it's good. So, you know, it's probably very interesting. But, you know, a lot of people have already read that book, and they have done their own analysis, and they have, you know, developed, you know, from that time forward. It's like reading about, you know, military academy, you know, how to, you know, wage war. And even though Art of War book is very, you know, still read today about that, I mean, if you just read the new stuff, you'll probably be a lot smarter, because, you know, that's the very start. But yeah, I had my copy for a year and a half now, finally gonna dive in. I have another book that I bought that I haven't read through, about technical analysis. I came like 50 pages in and I stopped reading because there was some stuff that I didn't like in the book. But I need to read through it because, you know, it is the one of the most sold technical analysis books. I'm gonna find the book. So this is the book. It's called Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets by Murphy. I don't know if you can see it. Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets. And like you see that. Technical Analysis of Financial Markets. And it's an interesting book because this is the book that everybody, you know, it's like Technical Analysis Bible. Right, but you know, there's a lot of stuff that I'm not really agreeing with because I gotta, you know, my way of how to do analysis. But there is definitely interesting nuggets here and there. But I need to read through the book. It's really, really interesting, and you know, it's right up my alley. But I haven't come that far. I started reading, and they kind of start bothering. But this is kind of the book that they say that, you know, it is the, you know, holy Bible of technical analysis. I'm a little bit unsure about that. And there we go. We can see right now the Bitcoin is down 0.31%. So if it looks like it's already breaking towards the downside, I would assume it's gonna go, you know, back down to between 50 up here and these weeks up here. So this is the liquidity zone. If one wants to grab liquidity, you know, big time liquidity, I think you know, we might see a pullback a little bit, you know, heavier right now. That's 2-3% pullback towards the downside over here. So that's what I'm looking at right now. It doesn't have to do, but you know, if it wants to, you know, maybe all, you know, maybe only down here, maybe not this week over here, maybe just this week. So between you know, 51.2.3 up here, all the way towards that side. Disagree. The art of war would be more useful than anything. Yeah, but the art of war is more like, at least from from what I've read from the book, it's nah, I don't know how to say it. It's definitely interesting. Okay, so Bitcoin is pulling back. The big question is, are altcoins gonna pull back? Inji is down. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Inji has been bleeding down for a while right now. Phantom up here is, you know, doing this zigzag pattern up here at the top. Let's go to the daily time frame. I mean, daily time frame is not that bad, guys. Daily time frame not that bad. This is, if you look at a chart like over here, like Phantom on the daily time frame, you know, it's right now the 50 moving average, 10, 20 moving average crossing about 50. It just came up here, closed up here above. You can hold up here, you know, above the 50 moving. This is gonna go, right? It looks very, very good. The trend over here is broken as well, for example, right? The trend over here is broken as well. Can it pull back a little bit down? I mean, technically it can pull back down, but you know, it's just gonna be a pullback before we hit 60k, 58k, I think. So there is that. But it might just get a fear into the people, because if you look at a, you know, Bitcoin chart right now, people are seeing this, you know, red candle up here. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's gonna be over. But look here, look at this red candle. I mean, this red candle pulled back like, you know what, you know, 3.224% pullback, right? So people are getting a little bit too worried for every 3-4% pullback, and I think that's a very good sign that we are getting into this, you know, into this place where we are in fear that it's gonna pull back a lot. So oftentimes when your price is very low and pulls back 10%, you really don't care, right? But when price is very, very high and pulls back, you know, a little bit towards the downside, you're like, oh my god, it's over, it's gonna go down, and it continues up here, and it's, oh my god, it's over, right? When it starts, you know, when these small pullbacks start to worry you, then it's, you know, probably some kind of time that, you know, maybe we are coming to some kind of top, right? Because it's so high. Because a lot of people, that happens a lot of time, because you buy very, very high, so you cannot, you know, digest your pullback towards the downside. So there is that. There is that. Okay, guys. So we're not gonna be streaming for, you know, another hour watching the Bitcoin. We checked a little bit, you know, what's happening. I'm gonna do another live stream tomorrow. Maybe Bitcoin Daily. Maybe it's gonna be late at night, and then we're gonna try to pop some videos in between about altcoins, because the The moves are coming, guys. The moves are coming. Anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by. You know what to do with the subscribe button, like button. There are also a couple of links below. By the way, guys, we did not mention our chat. We got a TF Fans Club public chat. TF Fans Club. So you're welcome to join our Telegram group, guys. You're welcome to join our Telegram group, and it's public. We just started it. We had one Telegram group back in the day when in previous bull market. You know, the group had like 2,000 members, 3,000 members. So this time we're gonna beat that, but you know, it can get quite crazy in there. But you know, it's good thing to be in some kind of group, some kind of chat where, you know, people are, you know, like-mind oriented, so you can, you know, chat about this and that. So do join our public TF Fans Club if you want. And if you want to have a green name, be in the chat on our member streams and chat and talk about stuff, you know, ask me about altcoins and stuff like that, do consider, you know, subscribing to TF Fans Club. We also got a private Telegram group where you can chat. So there is that. Guys, thank you for stopping by. This was a scary video. I'll see you around. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Bye-bye. Where's my outro?